Hi, welcome to my channel. We are about relationships first, okay? So we can manage our emotions, so we can recognize our intuition for wealth and health, okay? Because we're seeking self-love. We're walking away from the ego, because the ego can make us get very hurt and into pickle situations. So we're looking to balance the feminine and masculine energy so we can create from the book of life from within, okay? So we can create heaven on earth, all right? So someone's ego is getting in the way of a relationship, okay? This could be a relationship with self, okay? Because someone is getting evidence and proof and facts, all right? So it's good to take a screenshot of yourself, all right? Someone's probably going through a self-reflection, but trying to avoid it. But it looks like they've got no choice but to turn around and have a ego check, okay? Because when you sit in the ego, you're wasting your time, you're keeping yourself stuck from creating from the book of self, because maybe you're looking too much into other people's business and not minding your own, okay? So now we're recognizing that you're stuck, or someone you're thinking about is stuck, and their ego is not allowing them to change. So they're in the Saturn energy, okay? And the Saturn energy is they've learned to operate within their society, but they've learned to operate within that limited society by using the ego, all right? At first, they were getting people, things in places that supported the ego, and they probably got the promotion, the love, the right person and all that. Not the right person, but you know what I mean, right? But instead, it's all going to come down because everything was built on fear, obstruction, and limitation. So that's what the soul does. I mean, the ego, all right? Because what it does, it fishes for compliments. All right, so now this person is probably fishing for compliments, okay? Someone's children probably at risk of being taken away, okay? And they're being reporting for abuse, all right? People, we must learn to take care of each other. If we see someone being suspicious over a child being hurt, please report. But this also could mean that you're neglecting your inner child, because the masculine and feminine energy is not taking care of each other, all right, to take care of your inner child, all right? So someone's fishing for compliments, right, and they're neglecting their home life, all right? So someone's family could be at risk. Someone's probably abusing their family because they have an ego position, a high position. So they feel probably they can neglect their family, all right? So now we're looking at a new pathway, right? Instead of looking at the ego, or we're looking at the ego and how we conquer the world, getting the ego, all right? And so we're looking at the fire, the Aries energy, and we're thinking of how we can conquer our business away from egoistic feminines. All right, so I could be talking about a fire sign, looking at a female that's very ego. So this is an Aries person, all right, that's very active, very ambitious, very assertive, okay? They would like to be more courageous, but what's stuck in their pathway is a feminine that is very much into themselves, all right? Very naive, okay? So now we're looking at this ego person, and now they've collected evidence and they realize they wasted their time because all this person does is fish for compliments, all right? And neglecting their inner child that way, okay? So now you're taking screenshots, so you could be a feminine, all right, fire sign, okay? So now you're looking at evidence of getting information about someone that has an ego, all right? Someone that was probably acting as if they were energetic, all right? They were courageous, they were strong, they were passionate, they were funny, independent, all right? So masculine could be looking at a feminine fire sign. So both Aries, both fire signs, all right? And this masculine probably looking at this person that's very ego, confident. Or this could be a masculine in his feminine energy taking care of the masculine because they realize they've got to look after their own masculine energy, all right? So that they can nurture themselves because they realize they're around egoistic feminine, all right? So now they realize they've wasted their time because there was lack of ideas from the feminine that was meant to be creative, all right? Lots of indecision, faulty logics, miscommunication, all right? There was quite a lot of confusion because we have the time ticking and we have confusion with the fuzzy at the back with the ladies. So probably this person needs to see a therapist or something because they like to fish for compliments to match the ego, but they got no creativity. So it makes quite a few people frustrated within the pathway that they take, all right? So they have a creative block, but they focus on hype revenue, right? Fishing for those compliments, all right? And at the same time, when they fish for compliments, they're behind everyone's back insulting because they are living a failure life in the background of being this optimistic person and acts like they help people, all right? So maybe this masculine has a choice of two people, one in their ego and one very creative, all right? So now the time wasting is over. No more fishing for compliments, all right? So we're talking to a Scorpio person, all right? So we're going for a spiritual transformation, a rebirth, letting go, all right? Endings always bring new beginnings, all right? So there's a change because there's been a failure because somebody likes to fish for compliments, all right? And that only brings destruction and not transition, all right? So now we're realizing that fear also breaks down our foundation, all right? Prolonged problems bring upheaval, all right? Trying to avoid disaster or tragedy that you've created by the ego will only allow your foundation to come down. And the longer you hold on to the foundation of the tower not coming down is the more it's going to be hard for you because you're avoiding a natural tragedy that you created by delaying other people's and avoiding a loss that you created. So you have to really take be responsible and accountable for your actions, basically. That's the bottom line of it, all right? So no destruction is here, the tower, okay? So the ego is coming down, all right? Maybe of this female Aries, all right? And a Scorpio water sign person, okay? So now we're taking the pathway, all right, of rebirth, renewal, because we're taking away one that is not being good to self, and that is the ego, all right? The ego gets in the way of the rebirth, all right? So now it's bringing conflict within self, family, friends, community, and also it brings your finance to be very unstable because you sit within the ego fishing for compliments. That's what drives your success. But how long can fishing for compliments last when you don't have no talent? Because it's come to an end. You don't have, this person has a creative block, okay? So they fish for compliments, wasting creative people's time, all right? And now people are seeking evidence over this creative person, okay? So now there's going to be cancelled due to workplace conflicts, arguments, and cancelled appointments, reunions, all right? So now we're looking at the Four of Wands. We're looking into the soul of self because the soul was born to love. All right. So we're going into Pluto. All right. Pluto will allow one to focus on the unconscious nature. All right, of oneself to bring a great transformation. All right, spiritual transformation. This will give you the ability to organize and deal with society that have a power trip. Ego. Power. That's all they want is power. Okay? So now they're going through a foundation breakdown now, an ego bust, okay? So they took that risk, all right? And now they're about to be reported for neglect and abuse of power, okay? So now, when we take the Pluto and we understand power comes from the soul, because the soul is born to love, all right? Now we're understanding, okay, that an ending has to come within this institution, all right? So we're taking the Taurus energy, okay, and we're understanding that a creative person, that's probably a Cups Aries and a Cups of Taurus, or maybe it's 3 people, Aries, Taurus, and a Scorpio, have to end whatever they were doing. All right? So they were working in this institution through education, teaching, anywhere that had knowledge, learning, tradition, probably in any type of institution that had power. All right? They abused the situation, and now an ending is going to come to these people that work within this institution. It could be a faith group, it could be a church, any type of high prestige institution. It could be a marriage, all right? Because there was a battle with an Aquarius, a defeat. So this happened, what this energy is the ego. So remember, the ego, all right, will want to win at any cost, all right? So they're not going to surrender unless it's power over them. So this comes with violence, humiliation, aggression, bullying, all right? And these people have to learn to walk away, okay? Because intimidation does not work. Using your higher self works. And then when you don't use your higher self, it brings lack of communication from within and outside of you, because you're not being guided by your higher spirits, all right? So now we're going for a spiritual transformation, all right? There's a spiritual shift going on, all right? So we're going for a change, because we need stability, all right? We need balance, all right? We need to take action, okay? Because within this environment, there's too many lack of ideas. There's too many indecisions, because when we are in that indecision, people tend to use that gap line and fish for compliments. They use the ego to bring battles back to the 5 of Swords again. So it brings in deception, all right? It brings in violence, humiliation, bullying, want to win at all cost, all right? Because people are frustrated by the injustice and the miscommunication that their ego brought, because they have a blocked creative energy, and they produce failure, all right? And now the results, all right, for them is fishing for compliments, because they want to be abusive, abusing the power, all right? They want people to give them money, all right? So now there's evidence, and people are moving in silent because they're happy haters, spiritual haters, and are they crying about their ego because they're creeping, spying, and they feel intimidated, all right? Because the feminine looks within the soul of the self, because the eye is the window of the soul, and they always never neglect the soul, all right? So now you tell them all, moving on, thank you, next. They're just a bunch of drama starters. There's love triangle, third-party people, multiple lovers, multiple choices. And the feminine is so unfazed, because these people are just groupies. So it could be a Taurus, Aries, Scorpio, and that's it. Just a bunch of groupies that are going to catch a case because they wanted a girl fight, but they're fighting on their own. Oh, God. Things are on this side. It's got a bad habit, all right? They're forces, all right? So now we're going to use the air energy of Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. We're going to turn that around. We're going to get clarity from self first, because we're going to go within, all right? We're going to water the soul, the Leo, all right? So we probably had a battle with a Leo, all right? Now the Leo is defending its one's belief, because you're on a spiritual transformation, all right? So you've got to walk away from people, things and places, and don't settle for stagnation, no matter what anyone says. Them to jog on. Alright. So now we're taking that energy, right? We're being forced with things on you. Oh, so, right. So what happened is this creative Taurus person that is very much blocked and look for compliments, all right? They literally force things upon people, all right? They force their way in, okay? And they use forces to get what they want, all right? So now they abuse their power. I could be talking about Aries fire sign, all right? Was abusing the power from an Aries fire sign, or Aries fire sign is being a tyrant, okay? Being cruel within this organization and abusing its power. Because they're not disciplined. They have poor leadership, right? And they're stubborn because they lack of what? Discipline. No self-control. No self-discipline. They lack responsibility, all right, and a lack of accountability and responsibility, all right. So now this spiritual transformation is coming because we're having a teachable moment, because knowledge can be turned into wisdom, okay, and wisdom can be turned into blessings and values and worth, all right, because there was an injustice that happened, all right, towards an Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, all right. They force themselves to be a love choice, all right. They force themselves, all right, to make their way in as a partner, okay. So now justice is here because injustice was here, imbalance was here due to dishonesty and people being a hypocrite. All right, because they cause complications, all right, because they abuse the power by the ego, all right, and then they had bad habits in towards this institution or a marriage, okay. So they were very corrupted and very unfair. So I could be talking about an Aries, Taurus, Scorpio, all right, towards an air sign, a love choice, that a fire sign was going to have a pathway, but what got in the way was an egoistic feminine that likes to force things upon people. They like to force their way in and use forces to get what they want, all right? So now they will be facing misfortune because they are out of control, all right? They have no manners, no bedside manners. All right, they are a failure, okay, and they expected a love choice that's an air sign, all right, not to do spiritual transformation. They wanted loss of hope, fear of beginning, depression, all right. They wanted to hold on to like resentment to change, so they wanted them to resist change because they wanted to be heartbroken, negative, and stay in a negative pattern, so they can somehow manipulate an Aries, all right, and make them very controlling, cruel, abuse of power, undisciplined, poor leadership, stubborn, and lack of discipline. That's a tough job, isn't it? So now all that negative is being sent back to sender because Jupiter is here, all right. This is personal. This is personal expansion, all right. This process, all right, will allow another realm to happen away from the ego and people being egoistic, and it's turned it into optimistic power for the divine energies, divine masculine and divine feminine, to go into love and truth, water the soul, all right, walk in love, and that make a new horizon. And this house now will bring in good fortune and good blessings, all right, because the confidence and the pride is in a balanced way with the masculine and feminine within oneself to take care of the inner child, all right? So you don't use the energy of being forced, or you force yourself onto people, things, and places. You like to force your way through onto people, things, and places because you want to force your way in to get what you want. All right, it doesn't work like that. So misfortune is on the way, all right, for an earth sign planting. But for some earth sign, there's good news on its way for you, all right? Or there was, sorry. Now there isn't, because there was abuse of generosity, denial of a grant loan, abuse of power, unfairness, and using a charity but was being fake, and they were exploiting it because they got unpaid debts, all right? And now there's going to be a dispute about inheritance, financial disaster, bankruptcy. Someone's looking at a legal case as well. A huge, huge loss. Massive family problems. But my lovely Libras, all right, you are in the energy of abundance, creativity, beauty, because life is so beautiful, you know. Once you use Earth, right, like Earth School, all right, like a university, all right, it's called Universal, you'll really seek and see the beauty of life once you start correcting your flaws. Do you know what I mean? Like, it gives you great comfort, man, because the land, Earth, is like Mother Earth, isn't it? She doesn't work against you. She nurtures you. She gives you love and generosity. It's her children that don't have no behaviour. All right? Like these little Earth signs, Taurus and the Scorpio. Oh my God, what did I just say? I can't even make this stuff up. Upside down Queen of Pentacles. I can't even make this up. No way. You rude children. No behaviour on mother's land. None. Because you're overly ambitious. You're not grounded. No way. You're a psychopath. You're jealous, obsessive. You don't have no loyalty to yourself. So you can't have it to anyone else or a business, because you're a wicked, wicked mother. Very dangerous. Social crime and woman. Yeah, going to be missing opportunities now because they're out of control. They're going to be left behind because they're tactless. They were sarcastic and rude and laughed at everybody else because they're a self-obsessed bully. Interesting. Greedy, misuses resources, financial instability. Ooh. By making large purchases, financial losses, because they've got a lack of control. Lack of control. Once again, Earth sign Taurus. Now, because of this financial offer, they're going to miss out on, which was huge. New financial opportunity was massive. But because of this now, they're going to have a conflict over properties, over community festive, family, community, workplace, arguments, cancelled reunions, cancelled jobs, and a Scorpio bringing confusion, delusions, you name it, procrastinations, fantasies. That's why you shouldn't lie, you know, because you just live a one big fantasy. It's crazy. Use your imagination, use your intuition, people. They had a massive wishful thinking. So now this Taurus is going to be so overwhelmed with difficulties. But a fire sign is going to overcome his adversity. He's going to make a massive improvement in finances, health improvement, all right? Because they're going to start forgiving and seek a positive change. Because speed is here. I love speed. You know what I want to do? I want to go on a racing track. I really do. Somebody feared moving on, a Scorpio, all right? But Leo's been very protective, doesn't care. He's a lion, doesn't care what anyone says, all right? They want an ending for an Aries. I mean, an air sign, but hello. Hi. So now, right, the Black Widow, right, wanted to make, I just saw that. Somebody tried to scare me in the house, I guess. My house is like a pranking house, and I guess they tried to leave that. So let's all scream, everyone. Ah, I'm so scared. It didn't work. It didn't work. Oh my gosh, it ties in with this as well. It didn't work, all right? Whoever had plans to stop a divine love happening, all right? It's a bad idea. It didn't work. It was an awful prank, all right? So no one's going to be laughing at you. All right, so remember, fire signs, all right? You are the inspiration, all right, to teach the earth, the air, and the water signs how to love, all right? Love from the intuition, okay? Because we are born to what? Love. Okay, earth signs, you're the walking example of lesson of service. You're meant to be teaching the earth, the fire, and the water. All right, air sign, you're the same thing. Teach brotherhood, teach humanity, teach unity within the community. All right, with your beautiful intellect. All right, so earth signs can be nice and practical, and fire signs can be inspiration, so that we can all be teachers and we can teach each other, and the water sign can join in and start teaching us as well, the air. All right, the earth and the fire sign, okay, how to walk in love by doing that give and take with your feelings, because you are the lesson of power, because we are creating heaven on earth. Okay, so remember, walk in love and talk in truth. All right, one last thing as well, don't forget oil, gold, oil, diamonds. All right, don't be obsessed about that. That's the devil energy. All right, if you stay good, take that extra O out, right? Look at the O, look at the university as a universe to correct your flaws, all right? So you can, all right, blend your mind, body, soul, and heart together into one to drive yourself into divine masculine and divine feminine, all right? So remember, help each other. Life can be a struggle, right? But just keep on going, okay? So what I always say is, walk in love and talk in your truth. All right. Bye, everyone. Have a good one.